Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Beth Martens, and this is the I Am Making Magic series of interviews that are all about the presenters who are going to be speaking and teaching at the Am.Festival coming up August 10 to 12, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Not Winnipeg, Toulon, Manitoba. I'm in Winnipeg, and my guest, Tamarah, is here in Winnipeg as well. So Tamarah Bloom is a holistic health practitioner. She's a Nia dance instructor and a sacred femininity facilitator as well. So welcome, Tamarah. It's super great to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Tamarah, do you want to just take a minute to let our listeners and viewers know what you're going to be doing at the festival, what your work is about in the first place, and then what your workshop is going to be as well?
Sure. At the Am.Festival on Saturday morning, I'm facilitating Nia Bliss Dance and Meditation, which is a workshop where you will have time to ground into your body with breath. And then we're going to journey together using organic movement, some guided movement, and some free dance. We're going to use emotions, imagery, and lots of sound to really release, let go, and come out feeling all new again.
Beautiful.
So that's the workshop. Yeah.
Nice. And so being a business coach for women entrepreneurs who do their life's work as a business, I'm super inspired by the likes of you that just literally, you're outside the box, you're doing your thing that's in your heart and soul to be done. What was the inspiration for doing this work in the first place?
Well, honestly, I feel I grew up with this sort of a normal life, and but then as a late teenager, I saw my mother spiral down a path of far away from self-love or self-respect, and she's still there after all these years. And so when I was 19, 20, there was this thing in me where it was like, I do not want to be like her. Or neither like my father for that matter. I just felt they didn't follow their dreams. And so I didn't know what my dream was. I loved to dance and to sing. That was about it. But I didn't, feel like I wanted to try to be a singer at the time. Right. Mm-hmm. And so sort of fate led me to, I found a reflexology workshop. That was actually the first modality I'd ever learned. Mm-hmm. And I just remember even just with that little workshop, I was like, what? Reflex zones on the feet? I didn't know that. Like I didn't grow up hearing any of that. And after that, it was just one thing after another. Certified holistic health practitioner. I went into like full on. I started doing shiatsu body work for many years, like shiatsu massage. Mm-hmm. It's similar to Thai. And then I went into energy work, and I went into sound healing, and then eventually into tantra or sexual healing or relationship healing, healing ourselves on all levels. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, we're of that generation where we learned a lot more about what we don't want from previous generations, eh?
Yeah.
You're not alone in that. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And so what were the turning points where you weren't doing that, but you went ahead with that? What was the little choice in your mind that made you realize you were going to pursue this path of several things, but the healing path, I guess?
Mm-hmm. I feel there was external and internal. Mm-hmm. The external was another certificate and another certificate and another certificate, giving me little permission slips that maybe I can, Mm-hmm. But the internal was, who am I to do this? Or like, I was shy and just kind of scared, really, afraid. And then there was a realization inside of me, and I still remember it pretty clearly, where I was like, I love this work more, and sharing it is way more powerful and valuable to me than holding it back and being afraid. So my love for this work became greater than the fear of not sharing it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Beautiful. That's amazing. And so when you talked a little bit about it, but when someone attends your workshop at the Am.Festival, which we totally hope you're going to come down to, you want to secure your tickets right now, by the way. So right after you watch this video, I'll give you the website and you can go and do that. Can you tell them what, not just like what you're going to be doing, but what they're going to experience, what the transformation is going to be, because it's a transformational festival, right?
Yes. Well, let me start with this. I've had people come just to my Nia class, and that's 1 hour class that is, available all the time kind of thing, right? Whereas this is, I'm doing a lot more and going deeper because I have more time.
Yeah.
So just from one Nia class, I've had people come to me like later, like months and years later. They'll come up to me, and sometimes I don't remember them because, people, if they've only been once or twice, right? And they're like, wow, that class I took with you totally changed my life. I've had people like start changing directions in their life, changing like relationship status. Just amazing things. And they said that, I was so inspired by what you're doing. Or like, I just feel like now I can go and I can follow my dreams. So that's very inspiring to hear that. So, I mean, what I wanted to say a little bit more is, so a lot of people are I assume, are more familiar with yoga practice because it's been around for, a bit longer, a couple decades now, where there's like, it's more mainstream, I would say, almost, right? I love yoga, and yoga is like allows us to go drop into ourselves, and depends what kind of yoga it is. Some are very gentle and some are so intense, and you get to really go introspective and like you're working through all your inner stuff, but you're on your mat, right? And it's a very more internal self experience. So what I bring to the world, and it's funny because I actually used to be a yoga instructor when in my early 20s. I started with yoga, but for my personality, once I found Nia, that's fit me way more. And Nia gives us a different spectrum of healing and movement, and it is where we're moving our bodies, we're dancing, and we're expressing, and that's vulnerable. Right? And there's just like moving your body and expressing, and we don't do that enough. And today ever, hardly ever, right? So what I'm really offering a space for people to come and totally let go of inhibitions, let go of all the stories, and just be at ease with their expression like we were when we were children. And
nice.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, they're going to walk away feeling way more open, expanded, way more like just excited about who they are and their life, and about connecting. They're transformed, really. They'll be transformed.
Amazing. I recently had the pleasure of seeing you. If you haven't yet seen Tamarah do her dance, I just saw a demonstration. I wasn't doing it, but the amount of like power and enthusiasm and absolute beauty that you exude while you're doing it is all by itself a transformational experience. So being part of that and being able to move your body is, I think, a really amazing opportunity. I'm going to do my best to try to make your workshop.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Super fun. And so what would you tell people, especially for those who've never been out to this festival, because it's a little bit difficult to imagine what it's like. And I know there, can easily be fears of, well, I've never done Nia dancing before. I've never even heard of it. Or, I don't want to change my relationship status. I'm not coming to, that kind of thing. What would you tell them as a way to just help them be prepared and, let go of any kind of inhibition, like, oh, I can't do this, I'm not qualified, or it won't happen for me?
So if there's any excitement at all, usually it's the very first feeling that comes up. If there's a rise on a curiosity and excitement and kind of like, ooh, what is that?
Yeah.
Then I would say pay attention to that, if that happened. And then if later there comes all sorts of reasoning of, oh, no, I don't want to go because of this. I don't want to do it because of this, or this, or this. All the excuses that sort of seem pretty valid, but really it is the ego trying to block yourself from growing. growing into a fuller potential of yourself. So pay attention. If you feel any excitement, that is a sure sign that your soul craves this and needs it for some further step in your evolution. So I would say push through any resistance, because generally resistance, like you know if it's not for you, right? You just know if you're like, I don't want that. It's a full-on no. Body says no. But if it's like oh, I want it, but there's these excuses, then that's resistance. And I would say just push through, buy your ticket today so that it's like, I got it and I'm going. And then you have to make it happen. And the universe, once you say yes, even if you're afraid, the universe starts to open a path for you and starts to make it easier. And, it might sound scary, vulnerable and expression and all that, but when you're in it and we're all doing it together, we take each other there. And we're supporting each other, and it's a very safe space. So
nice.
I really hope to see you all there.
Right on. And it's a very playful space. From having been an observer, it's so playful, right? So
yes,
normally we're overtaken by our human experience, and this is a chance to turn it around and go like, actually, this is like my palette. I can just play with this stuff.
Yes, thank you for saying that. Actually, I feel like I've just grown so accustomed to my way of doing things that I forget that it actually is quite playful. And it's sort of that no mind, or the child mind, that kind of coming back into just being, and not judging and taking things so seriously.
Well, and that's the name of the festival, I Am. Right? And it's not like I am great, I'm not great, I'm so wonderful, or I'm not that. It's just looking at, when you get to that reason to do anything, it's just that I am.
Yes.
To experience because of that. It's such a brilliantly named festival.
Yeah, existing in this moment right now. And that's what movement does, right? It brings us into this now moment. So,
Exactly. Another reason that I really, really love this festival, and I'm a broken record, I say it over and over again on these interviews, but it's a place where we can actually be ourselves. And I found that it's just such a rare experience anymore, that you can go somewhere and I'll be myself, but it's not received. Like nobody likes that. Maybe they're, so it's really quite the opposite in this environment where it's just so, you feel naked in a beautiful way. Not the like overly vulnerable, dangerous naked, but it's just like great. This is who I am, and I can be here without apology.
Totally. Yeah. And like when you come to that place of accepting yourself and accepting others, they're like and that's just the most pristine place to be. The most beautiful place you can sit is just total acceptance, and here I am.
That's where the magic happens. Yeah.
Truly.
So nice. So if someone wants to follow up and do some of this work with you that you're up to, maybe in the city, then how would they find you? How could they connect with you?
At this point, because I'm working on a lot of stuff right now, my email is best, and it's Tamarah, Tamarah, blossom @gmail.com.
And if you're more interested in the work also, or you're also interested in the work that I'm up to, you can visit my website at bethmartens.com. And if you have a woman entrepreneur or entrepreneurial leanings like Tamarah does, and you'd like to find out how to make your life's work into a business, then feel free to come and do my Merpreneur archetype quiz, where you can learn your top archetype and see what your ultimate strength is, what your reason to do it in the first place is. That's at bethmartens.com. And most importantly of all, like we said, as soon as you stop watching this video, go to the Am.Festival.net/tickets and make your commitment. It's exactly what you said, Tamarah, right? As soon as you make those decisions, we've seen it time and time again, that you just get supported in your choice for transformation. Right? And you don't need to know what that transformation is. That's, I think, that why they call it transformation. We don't know what we're going to look like on the other side, but it's going to be some, higher, happier, lighter version of yourself.
Yes, and I want to just say I've never regretted going to a festival. Like truly, like you said, a festival is where you can be yourself. And when you go to these places and it's like you dip into this ocean of of being yourself and experiencing yourself that way with other people, you come out feeling like you've just had like this spiritual, physical, mental, emotional rebirth in some way, and you can bring that fresh new energy into your life, and it is totally transformative every single festival, and this one especially because it's so geared on transformation and healing. So I'm super excited.
Yay, Tamarah. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this I Am Making Magic interview. It was a total pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.